Thank you so much for joining me today. We are working a psalm spell today, and today we are working on Psalm 27. And Psalm 27 is one of the 5 contractual psalms. Even though all psalms are considered all-purpose psalms, the 5 contractual psalms are the most often used as all-purpose psalms. So if you don't know which psalm to turn to, one of these 5, including Psalm 27, will work really well for you. But specifically, it's often used to traditionally conceal inadequacies, for help from afflictions, to protect against family disloyalty, and also to be received kindly. So you can use it for those purposes or any other purpose you decide that you need help with. This psalm will be a source of great assistance. Now, the way we work a psalm spell is quite simple and very powerful. What you do is you take the psalm in question and you read it out loud all the way through once without stopping. And this is called an incantation. And then you take that same psalm and you go back through it, verse by verse, line by line, sometimes even word by word, and you search and you dig for hidden occult meanings within the psalm, and you apply those meanings to the purpose at hand. You always want to have an objective for any kind of magic you do. So you're going to be applying to the best of your ability all of the wisdom that you uncover within the psalm to the situation for which you are coming to the psalm. And it is through this searching and this digging, this finding, this contemplating, and this application that in a very real way you are tilling the soil of your deep mind, and you are taking those seeds that you're discovering and you're planting them deeply in the mind. And those seeds then take root and grow and bear fruit after their kind. And that's what we're going to do right now together with Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise up against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidst, Seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, Thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither for my sake, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say. All right, this is beautiful. So let's just go right through this and work the magic. So it starts out with, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? So he's just speaking to himself, the psalmist, and that's what we're doing. We're just reminding ourselves that the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? So the Lord, we have to define that for ourselves always when we start a psalm spell. The Lord is not a male or female deity. It's not any kind of anthropomorphic deity. It's not a deity at all. It's the principle of life itself. It is the one power, the one source, the one force in all the universe, and there's nothing to oppose it. It is all power. It is all knowledge. It knows everything. It understands everything. It sees everything. It is the source of everything. And so there's nothing to oppose it. So we are calling on the only power. And we say that the Lord is my light and my salvation. So a light in darkness is what we need to enlighten our minds so that we can see what we need to see, so we can see the truth. Once we are seeing the truth, we no longer are afraid. We're only afraid when we're in the dark. And my salvation, we're not talking so much a religious idea of salvation, but in this sense, the salvation is the solving of whatever problem you're coming to the psalm for. It says, whom shall I fear? This is like, what do you have to be afraid of if you've got the one power of the universe on your side, coming to your aid, and who is your light and your salvation? Who are you supposed to be afraid of? Why would you be afraid of anything? So it's putting it in a format of a question, because it's a good way to let it sink deeply into your mind. Well, who should I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? So the strength of your life, that holds up your entire life. Without the Lord, there is no life. It is life itself. So since life and all power is who is your Lord, then who are you supposed to be afraid of? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. So now we're putting things in the past tense because it's powerful to do that as if it's already occurred. So whatever you're coming to the psalm for are your enemies and your foes and the wicked. So they can be wicked ideas, they can be wicked circumstances. Whatever your problems are, they even though it feels like they're coming upon you to eat up your flesh, to really just destroy you, they stumble and fall each time. They can't help themselves. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. So an entire army can encamp against you, and you have nothing to be afraid of. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. So no matter what your ego mind is saying, beware, beware, danger, danger, everything's ruined, everything's bad, you can't trust anything, nothing good is happening, take cover, take cover. No matter how much it tries to rail against you like that, you remind yourself with this psalm, what do I have to be afraid of? I've got the Lord. I've got the power of all powers. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. So only one thing are you desiring of the Lord, and that's to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of your life. So now all the days of your life are not just in this world. Remember that. All the days of your life means eternally, because that's what your soul is. Your soul isn't limited to these 70, 80, 90 years, whatever, 100 years maybe, that you're in this body on this earth. No, your soul is eternal. Perhaps lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and body after body after body, right? So you want to dwell, your one desire is to dwell in the house of the Lord always, throughout eternity. Well, what's the house of the Lord? Definitely not a church, not a place. The house of the Lord is the space in your mind wherein you are already at peace. Remember in the New Testament how the character Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. He was talking about that place of perfect peace, out of which you are always created. And so to dwell in the house of the Lord forever is to dwell in peace forever. To behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. So the beauty of the Lord is eternal. So all beauty is what you want to behold. And when you behold it, you're not just glancing at it. You are beholding something means that you are experiencing it with your entire being. To inquire into his temple means to ask. To inquire in his temple means that you go into that temple, which is inside your mind. You go into that, before that altar, which is inside your mind, which is the basis of who you are as a soul, and inquire. Which is ask God. Ask this power. for help. Ask this God to sustain you. Ask this God for anything that you need, and recognize that it was given to you before you even inquired. God already knew your needs, and they were already met. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. So in this instance, you're becoming invisible to harm. So God is hiding you in his tabernacle means that you're going up high into that place where your soul is at one with its creator, and that is this tabernacle, and therefore you are becoming absolutely invisible to anything but perfect love, anything but perfect life. Any problems are now, you're invisible to them. He shall set me up upon a rock. So God is lifting you up out of the problem and setting you where you are very stable and secure. There's no instability in God's house. You're set upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted above mine enemies round about me. You're being lifted above the battlefield. It's not like you're being reinforced so that you can fight better. You're being lifted up off the battlefield so that there is no more fighting, because this is a psalm of peace and protection. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. Well, a sacrifice of joy, in this sense, think of sacrifice as offering. Not like, I have to give up something. No, it's not a sacrifice in that sense. It's more like a sacrifice of offerings. The only sacrifice that is worthy of your offering to God is that of joy. So your joy is your sacrifice. Your joy is your offering. So the more joy you are experiencing, the more you are giving in this tabernacle. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. To sing is to disturb the atmosphere with beauty. So anything in your atmosphere that is not beautiful, you want to disturb it. You want to disrupt it. And that's why you sing. You sing praises unto the Lord. When you sing praises unto the Lord, you don't praise God because God needs you to tell him how wonderful he is, she is, they are. God does not need that. God does not expect that. God doesn't have an ego. But when we sing praises unto the Lord, we need it, because that puts us in alignment. It puts us in the vibration of that which we are seeking. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. Well, we are saying, hear me, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, because we need to recognize that we are heard. We don't have to tell God what to do. God knows what to do. We don't have to tell God, hear me. God already hears us. God heard us before we opened our mouths. But we need to say that for ourselves so that we recognize who we are communicating with. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. Mercy is the fourth sphere on the tree of life. So we're calling upon that power of Jupiter, which is mercy, which is all beneficence. Have mercy upon me and answer me. Well, the nature of God is responsiveness. So God always answers. Always answers. If you feel like God never answers you, that's because you're not listening. Because God always responds. When thou saidst, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. So God has asked us to seek God's face. How does God ask us to seek God's face? God asks us to seek their face by putting within us the desire for union, the desire for reconnection with God, for reconnection with infinite intelligence. So anytime we have any kind of problem, we are seeking for the solution. And ultimately what that means is if we seek for the face of God, the solution is inherent in that, because what is the face of something? The face of something means the way that we recognize it. How do we recognize God? We recognize God by the qualities of God. So a few qualities of God that we recognize with this would be infinite life, perfect love, perfect truth, infinite divine truth, infinite divine law, infinite spirit, all-knowing, That's how you seek the face of God, is by remembering and searching for qualities of God. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. So why would God pull away the qualities of God from you? Well, God wouldn't. We do that. We turn our face away from God, right? And then we project that and we say, oh, God's not paying attention today. When it was really us that said, no, I think I better take care of this myself. So when we say, hide not thy face far from me, put not away thy servant away in anger, that is really saying to us, I am not going to turn my face away from these qualities of God. I'm not going to let anger be my response to this situation. I'm not going to get angry, right? Because whatever we project onto God is something that we don't want for ourselves, because God's not angry. God's not angry with you. God doesn't hide their face from you. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me. Again, these aren't qualities of God. God does not forsake. God does not leave. God does not abandon. God does not leave us behind. We do those things. So if we're feeling that way, it's because we have decided to turn our face from God. O God of my salvation, reminding ourselves always, I want to be at one with the God of my salvation. I want to be at one with the face of God. The face of God are the qualities of God. The same thing goes for the name of God. The name of God is the qualities of God. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Okay, so I came to this psalm for a reason. So I want you to lead me out of that reason. I want you to lead me out of that problem and into your way. And your way, Lord, is a plain path. That means it's easy to understand. It's not complicated. I don't need special degrees in order to tread on this path and to get my needs met. I don't need to be initiated into a special system. I don't need to know certain people. I don't need special incense. I don't need any special magic words, right? It's a plain path. And God is teaching you. So when God teaches you God's way, when God teaches you their way, which is a plain path, your instruction is complete. You need nothing else. You need none other. Because of mine enemies, that's why I came to the psalm. But look at what you're getting as a result of it. So you're coming to the psalm because of a problem. So not only are you getting your problem solved, but you're learning so much more and gaining so much spiritually because of this. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies. So that's like, lead us not into temptation. What that means in these ancient kind of way, these are very dramatic idioms, right? But deliver me not unto the will of mine enemies. Of course, why would God deliver you to the will of your enemies? Why would God say, no, I want you to go farther into your problem? You came to me for help. Well, you can have more problems. Okay, that's how I am. That's not how God is. No way. So what deliver me not unto the will of mine enemies means is deliver me out of the will of mine enemies. Well, who are your enemies? Well, it can look like enemies in the world. It really can. It can show up like that. It can be very clearly enemies, people, right, that are enemies of yours. But your enemies also show up as other things like problems, health problems, money problems, relationship problems, big problems, little problems. But your true enemies are the thought forms which are the source of those problems. That's what we're ultimately having to be delivered from. You deliver yourself from the source of the problems, then the problems themselves clear up automatically, spontaneously, and instantly. For false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. Well, the true false witnesses that are risen up against you are the lies that you tell about yourself. You bear the most false witness of anybody. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not whatever. I'm not good enough the way I am. What that says is, God, you messed up. You screwed up with me. That's a false witness. So you don't want to deliver yourself to that. You want to be delivered away from that. You want God's plain path to teach you the truth about who you are. God teaches you that you are their child. You are their beloved child in whom they are well pleased right now. And there's nothing you can do to change their mind. There's nothing you can do to change God's mind. Nothing. You can try all you want. You can come up with all kinds of evil, awful behavior or really stupid behavior or whatever you want to try to prove to God how bad you are, and God won't change God's mind about you. For false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. So where does that cruelty originate in your mind? Your own self-loathing is the problem. Now, of course, this will show up in the world as problems. But remember that if we can get you out of the source of these problems, the problems clear up spontaneously, automatically, and instantly. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So it's just, unless I believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living, I was just done. There was nothing more. And then you want to get to that point where it's just, you know what? I don't even care anymore what it looks like. You know, when I've been there before with things where I don't even care if this gets solved. Just take the monkey off my back. Just let me not care about it anymore. I don't care about the circumstances. All I want is to be one with my good. All I want is that goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. The land of the living. I don't want to be walking amongst the living dead. I want to be part of the land of the living. I want to have joy. I want to have aliveness. I want to have vibrance. I want to have peace. I want to have plenty. You know, I want to live. I want to thrive. I don't want to just survive. I don't want to be some zombie walking around on earth like so many people are. So I believe to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So goodness of the Lord, that is infinite love, infinite peace, infinite prosperity, infinite joy, infinite truth, infinite mercy, all good, everything good. That's what I want. I don't want to walk around the walking dead anymore, right? That's what you're telling yourself. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. To wait on the Lord doesn't mean, I hope the Lord comes soon. It's not like waiting for Godot. Waiting on the Lord means that you're not depending on your own power. You're not looking to your own power to do anything anymore. You're not looking to try to fix things yourself. You're waiting on the Lord. You're knowing that the Lord has it under control. And if you can let go of the reins and give the reins over to the Lord, meaning over to infinite intelligence that knows all and knows exactly what to do, knows how to create babies out of embryos, knows how to make a planet revolve around the sun, knows how to handle whatever this is that you're coming to the Psalm for. So I'm going to take those reins and I'm going to give them to the Lord. Then that takes courage to do that, right? Because we think, if I give up control, everything might go crazy. But once we do that, we realize, whoa, finally, I'm not driving us off a cliff. I'm glad I gave the reins over to the real driver. So wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Well, the heart isn't just the thing that beats. It's an ancient term, especially I think originating in Chaldea, where it just means your soul. It means your innermost being. It's your deep mind, your subconscious mind. It will strengthen the innermost depths of your being. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Give those reins over to the Lord. Let the Lord do it. Let the Lord do it. They know what they're doing. The Lord knows what the Lord is doing. Okay? So your courage is in the letting go of control and trusting and knowing that it's all being taken care of and feeling that peace that naturally, spontaneously wells up as a result of that, understanding that all is well right now and your situation it's just a matter of faith that it's going to start to reflect the perfection that already exists because you're no longer getting in your own way. And that's how we work the psalm. So you want to keep coming back to the psalm every single day until you start having a sense of peace about your situation and know that your situation is clearing up, or your goal is being met, or your need is being met according to the highest possible manifestations that can happen. And now you have peace knowing that it's happening. You just have all faith that all is working out for your highest good. And once you have that faith, once you have that sense of peace and certainty, then you can stop casting and you can move on to other things. Thank you so much for working with me today. I can't wait to work with you again. And until next time, blessed be.